Welcome back, Patriots, to this short Memorial Day episode of the Bald Brad Show. Before we jump into anything, support us by watching this video all the way through, hitting that like and subscribe button, as well as leaving us a comment down below. And with that being said, Donald Trump was giving a speech to the Libertarian Party and roasts them after they started to boo the guy. Here we go.
The Libertarian Party should nominate Trump for President of the United States. Whoa. That's nice. That's nice. Only if you want to win. Only if you want to win. Maybe you don't want to win. Maybe you don't want to win.
I'm not laughing because he's getting booed. I'm laughing at the fact of only if you want to win. Only if you want to get the saggy old child sniffer out of office, vote for me.
Thank you, D-Roy. Thank you. No, only do that if you want to win. If you want to lose, don't do that. Keep getting your 3% every 4 years. The reasons for doing so.
It's too good. Continue to get your 3 to 4% every 4 years. Oh, he's too good. He's too good. Just sitting there ripping all of them. They're booing the guy. Oh, you're so terrible, Donald. Mr. Trump, you're going to run this country into the ground. Look around you, libs. First of all, your entire party sucks. Second of all, you're going to vote for Joe Biden that caused inflation, that is sitting there spending your taxpayer dollars on a bunch of people that quote unquote deserve to have their student loan debt forgiven, but never will tell you why they're due for student loan debt forgiveness or why they actually deserve it. This is a party, meaning the Democrat Party, that spends billions of dollars basically funding terrorism around the world. And the liberals will be like, whoa, where's the proof of that? I don't know. We say every episode, the fact that they're sending the Taliban $40 million every 2 weeks, or in other words, $80 million every single month. He sends the Iranians $10 billion, like his predecessor sent $1 billion cash, meaning Barack Obama, which probably went to funding terrorism. The dude pulls out of Afghanistan, allows 13 of our service members to get blown up, and then hands billions of dollars of military-grade equipment to the Taliban, as well as military-grade equipment now to be sold on the black market to places like the Houthis and Hamas that are now going after our merchant vessels and our military installations all across the world. The Democrat Party sucks, folks. I know I'm preaching to the choir, but they 100% are terrible, and the Libertarian Party clearly loves them because they're booing Donald Trump. He's the best president in modern history, but for some reason, they can't see that. Well, in other news here, we have a U.S. commander saying Russian Chinese nationals trying to enter the U.S. Navy bases in America every single week because of the failure of the Biden administration not to secure our borders whatsoever, even though they're the executive branch, and he took an oath when he was sworn into office to uphold the Constitution, which he isn't doing either. And I've made a pretty good darn claim here that Joe Biden and the Democrat Party, especially, hell, you got DHS Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas, you got Vice President Kamala Harris, you have Jake Tapper, John Kirby, Karine Jean-Pierre, Joe Biden, all of them committing treason by allowing this stuff to happen. So you have this commander here of U.S. Fleet Forces Command said during an interview late last week that foreign nationals are attempting to enter the U.S. Navy bases multiple times every week. Well, how's that possible? The border's secure. Remember, I mean, Alejandro Mayorkas went to Congress and told Jim Jordan that the border's secure multiple times. And then finally we had to twist his arm to tell us, hey, you know what, like how many people are just being let into the interior of the country? Can you just like throw us a softball number here? Like just lowball for us. He goes, well, the minimum 85%. So it could be like 99%, 100% of people. But don't worry, you guys, the border's secure. Joe Biden's been working hard at it. This is a failure of the Democrat Party and has always been. And now you have people, our adversaries, utilizing the southern border to send in spies. There's a national security concern. They're now trying to get into our naval bases, our military installations all across the United States. So here we go. This is on Fox News. Here he goes.
Some of them just crossed the border. What's going on?
Well, you know, this thing of our military bases getting penetrated by foreign nationals is happening more and more. You know, this is something we see probably 2 or 3 times a week where we're stopping these folks at the gate. With a week at least, and this is just Navy alone, where we're seeing folks try to come in, and usually the cover story is, and I'm a student. I'm here. I'm an enthusiast. I want to see the ships, that type of thing. We have to turn them around. And typically we get NCIS involved with those, and we get biometrics when possible. But yes, there's been an uptick in that.
Do they have passports? Do they have?
A lot of times they have passports.
Papers?
They have papers, yes. But they're in no way, shape, or form authorized to be on our base. And it's really hard for us to tell the underlying motive for these type of cases.
Wow, that's stunning.
It is.
It's got to be a concern.
This is Russian, Chinese. It comes from all these different nations. We're seeing an uptick in it.
In addition to that, there's been some reporting on this over the last 6 months. You're getting 2 or 3, some of them.
Folks, it's concerning, but what's more concerning is the fact that the commander-in-chief doesn't care whatsoever about this national security concern. Because if he did, he would have solved it 4 years ago, right? I mean, we always say, like Occam's razor, it's the simplest solution or the simplest answer that the president of the United States just doesn't want to do it. That is the answer, because he can. The laws are already written on the books for him to use executive authority to sit there and seize up the border, not shut it down completely, but figure the ish out so you don't have 10 million people pouring across in the matter of 3.5 years. And it's probably more than that. That's just what we know about. And now our adversaries know the fact that our borders are open. So why would they not use that as a gateway to get into the United States, spy on our military installations, figure out where our ships are, what type of ships do we have, send it back to China or Russia, wherever it may be. And you possibly have terrorists right now planning to plot a terrorist attack somewhere in the United States, which is a terrible thing, obviously, for all Americans. But for some reason, the Democrat Party loves it. There's not what. Answer me this, and you guys let me know in the comment section too. Like, what are Democrats voting for? Honestly, like, what is Joe Biden's campaign here in 2024? I hand to God, I don't know. I really don't. You guys let me know in the comment section or live chat right now. What is Joe Biden campaigning on? Does anybody know? I don't know, and I'm pretty much into politics every single day. I don't think he's running on anything other than orange bad man Donald Trump sucks. I mean, is that it? He's going to be a threat to democracy, a threat to the republic? Democrats cause crime. Democrats' policies sit there and give handouts to people. Democrats' policies allow massive illegal immigration. Democrats' policies cripple the economy. Democrats' policies cripple the energy sector with rising gas prices. I mean, everywhere you look, it's just shattering left and right. The world's on fire. You got our foreign countries fighting each other left and right, which wasn't happening under Donald Trump. You look around, what good has Joe Biden done that would lead to somebody saying, hey, you know what? The pros outweigh the cons. Because what I see is the cons outweigh the pros pretty insanely, like not even close. So I'm curious to read all of your comments regarding that whole thing. And speaking of millions of illegal immigrants, you got Byron Donalds here saying over the weekend that if Republicans control the entire federal government in 2024, that there will be major changes coming to border security and the number of illegal aliens in the United States. And that is key. The entire federal government. The reason why that's key is we talked about this. In order to port 20 to 25 million people, you have to have a pretty substantial increase in the executive branch, increase in our local police departments, increase in ICE, increase in Border Patrol. You're going to have an increase in utilizing our military personnel to fly all these people out or bust them out, however, or hell, ship them out. You know, you're going to have the biggest deportation probably in human history, and it's going to cost a pretty penny here, which kind of goes against my conservative values. But at the end of the day, if it's for the safety of the country and it's for national security, I'm 100% for it. The question is, can Donald Trump, I almost said Joe Biden, can Donald Trump pull it off? Now, here's Byron Donalds on Fox News Sunday talking about illegal immigration with Shannon Bream. Let's roll it.
Saying congressional Republicans do not care about securing the border or fixing America's broken immigration system. He says you would have voted for it if you did. He said they put partisan politics ahead of our country's national security. Now, Republicans under President Trump did control the White House, House, and Senate. If you guys run the table and all of those things align again, what promises or plans can you offer to the American people about Republicans fixing the border?
Well, a couple of things. First, Donald Trump had this border secured when he was president of the United States. When Joe Biden came in, the first thing he did was rip up Trump's border policies simply because they were put in place by Donald Trump. It was a very stupid decision by Joe Biden.
What's funny is the Democrats will say he's lying. Byron's lying. Folks, Karine Jean-Pierre brags about everything he literally just said. She will stand on the podium and say on his first day in office, he put forward the most comprehensive legislation reform known to mankind. He got rid of Donald Trump's policies his first day of office. So he's not lying. He's just reiterating what actually took place, meaning fact. And the Democrats and these libs that you saw, booing Donald Trump, going, it's a lie. I don't believe anything he's saying. There's an R in front of his name for Republican. They're idiots, folks. The Democrats are not with us. I'm not saying they're idiots, holistically, but in certain aspects of politics, very much so, very much so.
The country has suffered as a result. So now what we're going to do is go back to ending catch and release, go back to remain in Mexico. We are going to have to deport millions of people who should not be here because our cities and states simply cannot handle the flow of all these illegal migrants. Now you got people who are Jordanians trying to breach Quantico under Joe Biden. You saw what happened on the southern border in California the other day where they're trying to scale the wall in California, get over that wall there. So what President Trump is going to do is put back the policies that actually had our country secure. We are going to deport millions of people. It needs to be done. And then in Congress, a policy like H.R. 2, if we have the votes in the House and in the Senate, we're going to move large parts of that to become federal law, which gives the president more authorities to secure the nation.
Okay, we will wait and see. Obviously, the results of November have everything to do with those plans.
They really do have everything to do with it. Not only do you need Donald Trump in office, but remember, the big issue is, and to kind of go back to what I was saying before of having, control of the entire federal government, is you need control of the Congress, the House, the Senate, and the executive branch to really steamroll and put this into effect. Because if you recall, remember Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi were giving Donald Trump a bunch of grief for wanting to build a border wall? And I think he was only asking for like $3 billion. Mind you, we're just cutting checks for $50 billion here. We just gave the Iranians $10 billion. And remember how Nancy Pelosi with her messed up face, like she's always surprised as if her husband, Nancy Pelosi's face looks like her husband's just got his kneecaps blown out by a guy that broke into their house with a hammer. Okay, her face looks like she's always shocked. Folks, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer gave them grief about building a $3 billion border wall, but yet they are so happy to sign checks to everybody else around the globe, even people that want to see you wiped off the face of the earth. I say this every single time. I know I'm repeating myself. I'm fully aware, but it's just astonishing to me that Democrats still are totally for just sending people money that hate them. I really can't wrap my head around that. That's like somebody kicking your ass, says they want to see you die, and then go, hey, you know what? I'm kind of hungry. Can I have some money? Why would I? If you're going to sit there and be rude to me, you're going to give me the double middle finger, you're going to have parades in your own country, chanting death to America, using our presidents as piñata, whether it's Joe Biden or Donald Trump, doesn't matter to me. You're burning the American flag. I'm sorry, I don't want to send you money. I really don't want to send you any money. And I've always asked this. Somebody send me a clip. Somebody. Anybody part of the Bald Brad Army. Democrats, libs, anybody. Doesn't matter who you are. Send me a clip of a country thanking us for all the money we sent them. Where's the thank you from the Iranians? The Iranian people, they have access, I would imagine, to social media. Somehow footage could get out of, hey, thank you so much for all the money and food and stuff you've given us. Where's the rest of the globe of their own citizens saying, thank you so much, Americans. Thank you so much for sending us all this aid. We really appreciate it. God bless America, or whatever it may be. I don't see it. For how much money we send to all these countries, it feels like they just take it for granted. And that's something that seems like Donald Trump is fully aware of. The fact that we're never putting America first. We're putting all these other countries first, and it needs to stop. We need to make America great again through Donald Trump being elected into office, because right now we are crippling as a republic. We're crippling as a country. Our social fabric is torn. Our social milieu of allowing all these people to pour across our country with their own culture, trying to change the American culture. Look, if their culture was so great, they wouldn't have come here in the first place. If their country was so great, they wouldn't be fleeing thousands of miles to come to the United States of America. And if that's the case, stop trying to change our culture. Stop trying to bring your culture into ours and make us assimilate to what your culture is because the Democrat Party and these stupid nutso progressive lefties think it's a good idea. Our culture's fine. Our creed is fine. Our social fabric is fine. But when you have a mass amount of people pouring across the border that don't want to assimilate to your creed and your value system, some of them do, you're going to sit there and have a massive mess on your hands, and you're seeing it in present time. Well, in other messes on our hands, you have inflation going through the roof, right? All of us are struggling to afford groceries. In some cases, our grocery bills have doubled. I know in the state of California here, my gas bill per gallon is like almost $7 in some area. I think I'm running about $6 per gallon present time. You go to McDonald's, Burger King, you go to all these fast food places, a burger's like $8. It's ridiculous. It never used to be that way. Remember when they used to have the dollar menu that we can all purchase like McNuggets from, or a French fry or whatever it was, or hey, upgrade your soda any size you want for 50 cents. You can't get any of that. So what's happening is customers are just boycotting going to fast food because it's so expensive. You know, you used to be able to go to McDonald's to feed a family of 4 in 2008 during the recession, cheaper than it was to actually go to the grocery store. I don't know if anybody remembers that, but it's the total reversal right now. It's cheaper, barely, to go to the grocery store than it is to go to fast food right now. So what's happening is Burger King, McDonald's, and these other fast food chains are trying to find ways of getting their customers back. And so one way they're doing this is releasing a $6 meal, which we'll get to in one moment, for Burger King, and then a $5 meal, which honestly is not a bad idea for McDonald's and what they're offering here. And I want to get your guys' take on it. So I don't know if you guys are in the fast food. I love a good burger. I'm a fan of In-N-Out because I'm in California. I don't think there's a greater burger than In-N-Out, to be quite honest. But fast food chain Burger King will be debuting a new value meal, value in air quotes, ahead of scheduled competitor chains launch meal deals of their own. We are bringing back our $5 Your Way meal as agreed upon with our own franchisees back in April. That comes from Burger King. Now, the meal consists of a choice of 3 sandwiches along with chicken nuggets, French fries, and a drink, said Burger King. It's unknown when this promotion will begin, but it is expected to remain on the menu for several months. Now, here's where the $6 thing is coming into effect. Burger King is promoting a $6 birthday meal featuring a Whopper Jr., small fry, small drink, and a slice of birthday pie in celebration of its 70th anniversary. Now, this sounds great, but in actuality, this is just a kid's meal. This is like the kid's meal we used to grow up with, right? Where you get the toy, small little hamburger, and everything like that. Mind you, there's a thing taking place called shrinkflation, where basically, say a burger back in the day, let's just make something up, was $2. Well, now they're charging $2 for a burger, but the burger has shrunken down, so you're getting less for your dollar. Not only are you getting less for your dollar, but the purchasing power of your dollar isn't as much anymore, so you're getting freaking hit on 2 fronts because inflation's through the roof. So you got the birthday pie coming in for the 70th anniversary. And again, the reason why they're doing this is fast food chains like McDonald's are also preparing for a limited time offering of its own 5-meal deal. Now, it's limited time because they're not going to be making a ton of profit off this. Mind you, in the state of California, McDonald's just had an increase in their labor of $20 an hour because these psychos in the Democrat Party think that somebody that's heating up a freaking burger in a microwave, which they don't really do anymore, but you understand what I mean, putting a piece of meat onto a patty is worth getting paid $20 an hour, which is absolutely insane and doesn't solve anything in terms of standard cost of living because everybody else's living is going to go up now because, hell, if some dude, it doesn't take a lot of brain power to sit there and make some French fries and a burger versus somebody that's an accountant making $40 an hour, I'm just making something up, compared to $20 an hour, well, everything's going to shift up because you're thinking, well, you know, I should be getting paid a lot more than somebody flipping burgers or vice versa. I think you understand the analogy that I'm trying to make here. It's ludicrous at the end of the day. Wendy's, another fast food chain, is also offering a limited time combo, albeit only during breakfast hours. Wendy's previously offered a 4-for-4 meal that was similar to McDonald's and Burger King's upcoming $5 meals. So they're trying to get people back here, but it's only for a short time. And so what they're going to do, everybody comes back, gets that $5 meal, and they go, oh, by the way, limited time, it's all over, and yada, 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 but we got you back. Just to give you an example of how bad prices have risen, since 2019, fast food prices have increased dramatically. Restaurant prices as a whole have risen 22% since 2019. Who was it elected into office in 2020? Oh, it's Joe Biden. That's right. Mind you, you guys, that's the whole rise. Meaning, depending on the fast food chain, prices have gone up. So we'll see what happens with that. I'll keep you up to date on all of it. But that is the news for today. I told you we're going to keep today's episode a little bit short. It is Memorial Day. This is the day that we can honor our servicemen and women who have fallen. And I've asked since yesterday's episode to, just take a moment to be able to pray today for those that have given their life for this country, even those that have been wounded, or hell, even those that are servicemen and women, present time, or are veterans. There's a lot of people in need and help. If you have the monetary, if you have the money, try to find a nonprofit that really supports our veterans and our servicemen and women. And, give a couple bucks here or there. I understand it's Bidenomics and things aren't easy, but it'd be a great thing to do. And, you got a commander in chief that doesn't have his head on straight. And, you've seen results of his actions by getting 13 service members blown up, by getting our military installations hit by our foreign adversaries. And it's happened hundreds of times, and the guy sucks ass. So with that being said, again, please watch this video all the way through. It'd be great if you could watch it again, throw the bad boy on mute, and leave us a comment down below. Hit that like button. YouTube does want to see that engagement. And that's the best way you could support the show. If you want to go above and beyond, we do have a membership down below. 99 cents a month, folks. That is not a day. No, you're like, did you say a month? 99 cents a month. You can be part of the Bald Brand Army. You get badges. Everybody recognizes you in the live chat, in the comment section. And I get to see your comments first, meaning I get to read and reply to them. With that being said, we have a website. We have a book. All that fun stuff. And folks, I'll see you tomorrow here on the Bull Brad Show.